Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Casino Grove and made possible by
At the Mid-America Industrial Park in Pryor, there are over 100 jobs waiting for someone just like you. These are high-paying jobs that don't require a degree. With over 80 manufacturing plants to choose from, it's easy to find your dream career. Need training? Don't worry, because Mid-America provides on-campus classes supported by employers. If you have recently graduated from high school and want to start a career in manufacturing, earning a great wage and benefits, visit midamericadelivers.com to learn more.
Plus by viewers and members like you.
Coming up on Living Grand on Grand Lake, history can repeat itself over and over when you stop by this area attraction. Forget Tulsa time. This jewel of a business is committed to living on lake time and the perfect spot for all hunters of treasures and heirlooms. All this and more coming up on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Northeast Oklahoma is a popular destination for history buffs, and the Eastern Trails Museum in Veneta is a frequent stop for those wanting to learn more about the area. The museum features numerous exhibits, including displays on key railroads, ancient artifacts, and more. One of their more popular exhibits features Tom Buffington, who served as the chief of the Cherokee Nation and spent 4 terms as the mayor of Veneta in the early 1900s. We recently took a tour of this quaint museum located just a few minutes from the lake.
History is really important in this area to most people, whether it be local Indian history or just the history of Veneta. Veneta is one of the oldest towns in Indian Territory, so it's been a very important to most people that live in this area because it was Indian country. The museum here was started in the mid-70s, about 1975, and it was founded by Mr. O.B. Campbell, who was the editor of our local Veneta Daily Journal newspaper. It originally was in the old City Hall building, but this building was donated as a part of the library and the museum, so it was moved over here at that time. Kathleen Duchamp and her husband Frank, and they were the ones that, when she took it over, it looks completely different than what it does now. It was just a kind of a drab, dark place, and kind of made more of a display looking in. The first section over here is kind of a history of the railroads. Veneta is a railroad town. It was founded in 1871. Veneta is getting ready to celebrate their 150th anniversary this next year. And in 1871, the MK&T Railroad coming from Kansas was the first railroad to enter Indian Territory. And at the same time, the Frisco Railroad was coming from the east, and they met right down the street here and at a crossroads, you might say. Well, at that point in time, there was nothing here, and it was just prairie. But within just a few years, well, it became a bustling city. At one time, it was bigger than Tulsa. Back in the back part of the museum is Tom Buffington, who was a Cherokee. He was one of the local merchants, and he was a senator and was also chief of the Cherokees. He was one of the founding fathers here, and there was we had a man by the name of W.E. Hossel. He was a big cattleman and had a cattle empire in Texas and Oklahoma, and he had an office downtown and built a beautiful mansion over here so he could see the railroad when it was finished. There was no oil in this area. Oil was over on to the west, Nowata County on to the west. But it was mainly a cattle town, and just the merchants came here because of the railroads. And they all up and down along the railroads. They built a lot of restaurants, hotels. There was several big hotels here in Veneta at one time. And then when the railroads, the cattle started coming down this way, they came to Veneta and were shipped to St. Louis and Kansas City. And used to, they had to drive them clear up into Missouri before this railhead was here. Then as we come on back in the museum, there'll be a little section on Will Rogers. We try to claim him here because he went to school here when he was a boy. And he went to the Worcester Academy and then a Willie Hossel College, which really wasn't a college, it was more of a high school. But from the time he was about 9, 10 years old, he went to school here till he was 16. And he made lots of long-lasting friends and would come back here at different times to social events, rodeos, and to come out to the ranches of our various men that he grew up with. In fact, he was here just before he went on the plane trip where he was killed in Alaska. We used to have an Eastern Oklahoma mental insane asylum here. And the old buildings are still out there. But we have some photos and kind of tells the story of how that came about. It was founded in 1913 and was still open until about 2006. And at one time they had over 2,600 patients and over 800 employees. It was our economy here for many, many years. Well, I think most of them are interested in knowing about these old towns and the history of how it developed, if they know anything about this part of the country. Of course, most of our volunteers here are older people and just have a love for history. And most of them know most everything there is to know about Veneta.
To learn more about the Eastern Trails Museum and their hours of operation, find them on Facebook or visit easterntrailsmuseum.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
At the Mid-America Industrial Park in Pryor, there are over 100 jobs waiting for someone just like you. These are high-paying jobs that don't require a degree. With over 80 manufacturing plants to choose from, it's easy to find your dream career. Need training? Don't worry, because Mid-America provides on-campus classes supported by employers. If you have recently graduated from high school and want to start a career in manufacturing, earning a great wage and benefits, visit midamericadeliver's.com to learn more.
One of the things that's really important that will keep you safe is Grand Lake is 66 miles long. So if you're going to come to the lake for the day, let your friends know where you're going, what part of the lake you're going to be on. And even if you're on the lake and you're going out for the day, let your family members that stay behind know what part of the lake you're going to and when you intend to return. That's important in case something happens and we need to come look for you. To go along with that, life jackets are just an absolute essential part of having a great day at the lake. If you get in the water, put your life jacket on. If you're under the age of 13 and you're in a boat under 26 feet, you have to have a life jacket on. That's the law. And so what we encourage is for people to get their life jackets out, and if they're not going to wear it, at least stow it at their feet. So if something happens, they can grab their life jacket before they go into the water. It'll make all the difference between having a safe day and a tragic day. So it's very simple. Remember to tell somebody where you're going, what you're doing, when you're going to be back, and bring your life jackets with you and have a great day at the lake.
And now for the Living Grand on Grand Lake events page. Cars for Critters' 9th Annual Indoor Car Show at the Grove Civic Center is set for Saturday, August 29th, a benefit for Second Chance Pet Rescue. Free admission to the public to attend the car show, along with American classic and import cars, hot rods, and motorcycles too. There'll be food, music, raffles, and dog adoptions of rescues wanting forever homes. To learn more, visit doitforthepets.com. Other favorite stops you'll continue to find still open and ready to serve you during your time at Grand Lake include: it's still not too late to plan a beautiful staycation, and we've got just the place in mind. With over 7,000 square feet of comfort, you could provide the entire family every comfort and opportunity to relax at either of the Dreamcatcher resorts, nestled by 37 acres of natural habitat and 500 feet of prime waterfront. Visit dreamcatchersresorts.com. Not only are they set and ready to serve, but they're expanding too, with more outdoor space to let the good times roll. The Blind Swine is famous for many of their fun dining and exotic drinks. Lori and Bailey are gracious hosts who know how to please. Visit their website to learn more at blindswinelounge.com. Omar says, come on out, because he and all his friends are waiting for you at Oasis Animal Adventures in Disney, Oklahoma. From kangaroos to zebras, Bill and Linda Goldner have just the furry friend to put a smile on your face. They're taking visitors by appointment only, so make yours today. These and all your favorite spots in and around the lake are being safe, but available to make your visit to Grand Lake this season as memorable as any year. Welcome back to Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Casino Grove.
When a Tulsa tornado damaged her business, Amy Clark took the opportunity to move her business to Grand Lake. Located in downtown Grove, Tulsa Diamond House is attracting people from all over the four-state area. Amy has more than 20 years of experience in custom jewelry design. She's built an excellent reputation for her creative designs, quality jewelry, and ethically sourced and priced diamonds. Tulsa Diamond House has a wide selection of beautiful items perfect for any celebration or occasion.
The first piece of jewelry I created was an engagement ring for a client. My husband at the time was a diamond dealer, but not a jewelry designer or anything like that. And they wanted something very specific, so I sat down and sketched it out, and everybody was surprised and said, oh wow, that's great, that's perfect, make it. So that got me started on a role of designing. My parents made me take a science degree. I didn't want to work in that field. I was a food nutrition major, and I went back to school to get I had to pay for it myself because my parents were only going to pay for one degree. I went back and got a Bachelor of Fine Arts in fashion design. So I ended up doing what I love. I learned how to make patterns and make my own clothes. I worked in the industry in Dallas, and that's how I ended up in Dallas. And the businesses went out of business, so I was out of a job. But I was married to a jewelry guy, so I got into the jewelry business. Oh yeah, what girl doesn't love jewelry? I've always been into, I used to make jewelry out of rope and little ribbons and whatever I could get my hands on, I was making jewelry out of it. Oh, it was awesome. Isn't a better feeling than creating something that someone had in their head, but they couldn't get it on paper. I can put it on paper and it just makes them super happy. I was in Tulsa when I first moved here about 7 years ago. I was in Tulsa in the Remington Tower and it got hit by the tornado, so I decided to take the opportunity to come back to the lake where I live, and it's just been a great experience at being in downtown Grove. Downtown Grove is alive. It's really nice. I decided that since most of my business was still coming out of Dallas, where I'm from, I could support myself. Even if Grove didn't support me, I could still be okay. I made pieces for my neighbors. They wanted to restyle their jewelry and they knew what I did for a living, so they helped me by, giving me business, and they loved all their stuff, so they were telling their friends, and it's taken off. I do so much more in Grove now than I do in Texas. It was Midco closed before I moved in, and it was just basically a large empty building. It wasn't anything, didn't have walls, didn't have the paint color, and I had to put in extra lighting and all that stuff. And I did the carpet. I laid every tile myself, which took me about a week and several cut hands, but I got it done. The people here love a variety of things. There's probably an equal number who like yellow gold versus white gold, which is unusual because most places I've been, it's been more white gold than anything. I sell a lot of crosses here, which it doesn't surprise me at all. I sell a lot of smaller pieces, pre-owned jewelry. The pre-owned jewelry is amazing because I've got pre-owned jewelry from $200 to $30,000. So there's lots of opportunity to pick up a bargain in the pre-owned jewelry. The generations are all buying jewelry still. The younger ones are buying more unique pieces, very much into the custom part. And the older people are buying what they'd always dreamed they wanted. They finally got the money to buy it, they're gonna buy it. We're currently working on trying to find a buyer for 2 pieces of the largest black opal rough in the world. It's the rarest lightning ridge black opal. Beautiful, beautiful pieces, and they're in the $7 to $20 million range. And I think most people who are at all familiar with opals are familiar with the lightning ridge area, and that's the most coveted of the opals. I've got smaller pieces here of the lightning ridge black opal, and it's quite beautiful. No, you don't have to spend $20 million for the small ones. I see myself working here until I retire, which will be probably the day before I die. I don't see myself being anything but in this store.
For more information, visit them at tulsadiamond.com or follow them on Facebook to see some of Amy's frequent specials, unique custom designs, and beautiful estate pieces. To learn more about Grand Lake, find us on Facebook or visit us at rsu.tv. You can watch episodes from every season or catch up on an episode that you missed. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Grand Lake's newest destination for great fun is located just off the lake in Grove. At Cherokee Casino Grove, you'll experience exceptional food and outstanding service. Stop in to relax with your favorite drink and root for your team on the big screen. Experience live local music on the 1897 stage every weekend. Cherokee Casino Grove on Highway 59 at East 250 Road. It's the most fun you'll have off the water.
At Rogers State University, we keep things personal.
It all starts here.
We make sure our graduates get the most out of their education.
RSU has campuses in Claremore, Bartlesville, and Pryor, with on-campus housing and a wide variety of programs to suit your needs.
It all starts here.
Rogers State University.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Welcome back to Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Casino Grove.
If you have spent any time shopping on Grand Lake over the past 25 years, then I bet you know and love our next guest, Sharon Lebo. After 22 years of owning Victorian Accents, a very popular store in Grove, Sharon closed the doors to become a realtor with Keller Williams. Her marketing and sales skills are benefiting her real estate customers in more ways than one. Sharon saw a need to help her clients who needed to dispose of some of their valuables before moving. So Sharon seized the opportunity and opened Lebo's Mercantile and Trading with an impressive selection of antiques and previously loved items.
When we first started, I had a gift shop in Grove several years ago for 22 years, and I missed that, doing that. So we started this, my husband Jack and I started this, and we actually only are open on Friday and Saturday. So we just started for extra fun. We just like doing it. The fun for us is we get to spend more time together, and we enjoy going and picking and buying different things for people. So it's just something fun for us to do together. We are both boss. But yeah, we do work really well together, and you just have to give and take, you know. You have different opinions on things, but you just give and take and go along with. We opened it up because I am actually a realtor, and from the homes that I sold, we had people that always had leftover things that they couldn't move with them or wanted to sell. So I bought things from them, and then we buy things from estate sales too, and just started that way. We look for different items such as photography, old antique photography, prints, furniture, home decor, just about everything, all the different seasons. So it makes it fun for the shoppers. He brings the muscle. He brings the muscle, the trailer. He has a great eye on furniture. If we buy pieces that need repaired, he can repair those and fix them where they're workable and up to par again. I like to display. I like to display the different items and just try to coordinate things to work together for people. Whenever we put groupings together, we try to group them to coordinate like a buffet with a fruit picture, as you see over there, and make it where, yes, they would like to purchase the whole setup. It just makes it where they can just buy it and take it. They know how it's going to look together. Right now, it seems like that people are looking for more painted furniture, but I have noticed that in my decorating magazines that I get that finally wood is coming back. I hate to see painted furniture when the wood is so beautiful. Generally, the people that are looking for painted furniture are usually younger people that I guess they really don't know what the wood is, if it's walnut or if it's pine or what, but generally the younger people look for the painted furniture, and then my age, the older people, are looking for the wood and the aesthetics of the furniture piece. I think sometimes they are associating pieces of furniture with grandma had one of those, or my mom had one of those and I would really like to have it in my house. So yes, I do think that they look at different pieces of furniture for memories. As a realtor, we have seen so much growth in the area. We normally at this time of year have around 800 listings, and things are selling so fast. As soon as they are on the market, they sell. So right now we're only at 350 listings around the lake here, so we do need more listings. I think that they have decided to work and move here because of the lake, and also our industries have grown out in the industrial park. They've put on more jobs and more permanent jobs for younger people. So I think that has helped us grow a lot here. A lot of people that have a lake house just come on weekends and live in different areas. It's just a getaway for them. But now there are several people that have bought houses from out of the state, like such as California. I've sold 2 to people this year from California that have come here to retire because they just want to come to a smaller area, more hometown. I love to come in on Thursday and Friday because I know the people that are coming in are looking for items for their homes that make them happy, and I'm happy to help them find those items and search for them. You know, if they have a certain piece that they're looking for, then we can help them find as well.
Lebo's Mercantile and Trading is located at 201 Elk Street in Grove. They're open on Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Well, that's all for this week's edition of Living Grand on Grand Lake. Join us again next week to learn about all things Grand. I'm Christy Wallace. Thanks for watching.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Casino Grove and made possible by
At the Mid-America Industrial Park in Pryor, there are over 100 jobs waiting for someone just like you. These are high-paying jobs that don't require a degree. With over 80 manufacturing plants to choose from, it's easy to find your dream career. Need training? Don't worry, because Mid-America provides on-campus classes supported by employers. If you have recently graduated from high school and want to start a career in manufacturing, earning a great wage and benefits, visit midamericadeliver's.com to learn more.
Also by
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Plus by
I had the drive to boost my earning power.
I was driven to be more competitive in the job market.
Finishing my degree, that's what drives me.
If you left college without a degree, Reach Higher, Oklahoma's degree completion program, can change your life. You get affordable tuition, flexible class schedules with online options, and a degree from a state university.
I was driven to earn my diploma.
And I did it.
Apply today at reachhigheroklahoma.org. Let your drive drive you.
And by viewers and members like you.